this Shabbat. In the book of Shmot, we have just last week gotten the instructions to build the Mishkan, to build the portable sanctuary that the Israelites would carry through the desert years, the way that they could feel God in their midst. And they were told what they were supposed to bring in Parshat Truma last week. This week we get the description of the clothes that are to be crafted and made for the priests. And we get the commandment for the Ner Tamid. We get the commandment for this eternal flame that we have going here, although we have a rather charming and romantic misinterpretation of this verse of Torah. The Torah doesn't mean the flame should burn eternally. It means that it should for all time burn regularly. Because if the priest is to light the menorah, which is what this is based on, the Ner Tamid, if we are to have the menorah lit every day as a part of the ritual in the tabernacle, in the Mishkan, it can't be burning all the time. Right? If the ritual is to light it and it burns from morning till night, then obviously there's no ritual if it's burning all the time. But the Jewish people, in the wake of the destruction of that whole system, of the destruction of the Second Temple, we, in this wonderful, romantic, and terrifically moving way, decide we want a symbol of that burning always, not just regularly. And so in every synagogue in the world, there is a Ner Tamid, there is a flame burning above the Aron, above the Ark. We love that ours is connected to the real flame that burns all the time, which is the sun. This is a solar Ner Tamid. And so we like to think of it as bringing a little bit of the sun, a little bit of that piece of the fire of creation. We bring it into our sanctuary with this Ner Tamid. And we are told that the priestly vestments, the garments that the priest is going to wear, is to be lechavod u'tifaret, to be for beauty and for glory. And so all the beautiful things in our sanctuary, all of the beautiful things in every sanctuary of every people is supposed to bring chavod and tiferet. It's supposed to bring glory and honor and respect and the sense of God's presence and beauty. And we live in a culture that tends to get distracted by the beauty part, about the things like the clothing of the priests. We get caught in the clothing and the handbags and the shoes and the cars and all of those things that are supposed to point to something and instead become the point and the end in itself. This week's Torah portion is very clear. Lechavod u'tifaret. Aaron is to wear these clothes lechavod u'tifaret. And the rabbis ask the question, who's kavod and who's tifaret? Is it so that Aaron appears in a way that brings respect and brings honor to his role? Is it about him bringing beauty into the world in a way that moves people? And many of our rabbinic commentators say, chas v'shalom, God forbid. It's about God's kavod and God's tiferet, bringing that into this world that Aaron's beautiful garments are supposed to be about. So we have our work to do in our culture right now, maybe more work than any other cultures that I can think of. Westside California, we have a lot of work to do on going back to this idea that chavod and tiferet are not about us. It's not about people having respect for what we've achieved by what we drive and what we wear and how we're coiffed. Instead, it's about how do we make our lives a mishkan me'at, a small mishkan. How do each of us become a mishkan that we should represent beauty and respect and honor and glory, but in ways that point to the source, capital S, in ways that point to that which is far beyond us, the values of the Jewish people, the values of all wisdom traditions. May we find ways to make them manifest in our lives with glory and with beauty. Shabbat Shalom.